what is your favorite kind of food? Like Italian, Mexican, American, like what is your favorite kind
American,
of food?
James.
Really? You're such a weirdo. You don't like anything outside the house?
Aggressive. Okay. The problem I have nothing against any other kind of food.
Yeah.
The problems with the other kind of food are, number one, Mexican food. Every Mexican restaurant that I've been to tastes exactly the same.
Dude, no
Any town
way.
you go to,
Ken,
they all taste the same.
No.
Acapulco tastes the same as Teca, tastes
Not
the
a
same
chance.
as a place in Coldwater. They all taste the same.
Your taste buds are fried.
Give me the Pepsi challenge any day of the week. I can't tell the difference. Italian food. I don't typically eat pasta, so I don't really enjoy Italian food. What other kind of food? Australian food? What do they eat?
I don't honestly know.
I don't eat it.
I only know Italian. Oh, Chinese food?
I don't mind Chinese food, but then it's so greasy. And again, I don't like. There's no good Chinese food places. I do like sushi, and I like hibachi and that kind of stuff. I never get it because my wife doesn't like sushi, so we don't go to those high end places. I don't really like steak.
You don't really like steak?
No, I don't like it any more than hamburgers or cheeseburgers. I'd rather just get a good fat bacon cheeseburger.
For sure.
I'd rather have that than a good steak.
Interesting. Ken, you're weird.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm American. I'm patriotic. I like American food.
American food. I don't know. I like all sorts of food, but I just like food in general. It's always been something that's been a lot of fun tasting. I like to go out and taste different things, and having my girlfriend having obviously Mexican culture and stuff like that, I get like authentic Mexican food.
So that's what I need to try. I need Melina to bring me some stuff.
Oh, dude, it changes the ball game.
Because I imagine what she eats is not like eating Taco Bell.
No, not even close.
Yeah. I need to try some of Melina's cooking.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
my problem. I just haven't had good food yet.
I think you haven't had good food. You just gotta hit the right places. Like, I like to try different foods. That's my trap. That's my trigger. Is I love trying food. So when it's like a new restaurant, when it's whatever it is, it's something new, I'm like, I gotta try it. Like, I want to see what it tastes like. I don't know. That's always my little trigger, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's what we're getting into though. Is we're talking about food. It's kind of like we're doing a little daily vlog almost. We got our cameras going. I mean, it's in a spot, but we're gonna talk about our habits, our routine, what our nutrition looks like. You or our being you and me, you and I.
You and I?
You and I.
You and I sounds right.
Yeah, I believe you and I. But regardless, Ken and I are going to talk about what our nutrition looks like. And so that's where we're going to take this conversation. We're going to talk about food.
Yep, because I get asked all the time for tips on nutrition, and people ask me, it's one of the most common questions I get is what do I eat and what do I do for snacks and how should people modify their nutrition? So we thought it would be a good idea for us to just literally run down what do we eat? What does eating look like in the day of a coach?
Yeah.
In the life of the coach.
In the life of the coach. In the life of the coach.
In the day in the life of the coach.
Or nutrition. I don't know. I was trying to think of a catchy title, but regardless.
Come back to me.
Yeah, we'll get that title hashed out. But we're going to start off talking about what we used to do, what we have done, and kind of the history, because I know you have a pretty robust or in-depth process when it comes to your food and what you're eating, but so do I. I've tried different things. I've done different things, so that's where we're going to start. What have we done? Or what did we used to do? Yeah,
so before CrossFit, I ate like shit. There's no other way to say it. In college, I had no money, so it was like if I had $4 in my bank account, I could afford 3 things off of the McDonald's dollar menu, and that's what I would do.
McDoubles, baby. Or
ramen noodles and tuna packets and like Kraft mac and cheese. I would mix mac and cheese and tuna. That was a good go-to.
Oh God!
Not proud of it, James.
It worked, I guess.
Not at the time, it didn't. It was literally like. For a long time, I didn't care. It was whatever was available. I would get fast food. I would go out to eat. No thought about what it was doing for my health. If anything, I would have like grilled chicken and just eat some grilled chicken because I saw some bodybuilders doing it and thought that's what I needed to do. But really nothing dialed in, no research done, no thought behind it. It was just eat.
Yeah.
It was just eat.
I think what my route is interesting is, so in high school, my revelation started because that's when I lost a bunch of weight. So I finished up my senior year at 170. I used to weigh 265.
So how much? You lost almost 100 pounds, 95 pounds?
Yeah,
is that right?
I think that's the math, right? Because 265, I weigh about 185 now, so that's about
65. So 65 minus 15 is 80. So you lost 80 pounds.
80 pounds, yeah. But what's interesting or unique about this is when I was in high school, what I tried to do is mine was very restrictive, as in like my senior year, I would not eat out, which is not a bad thing. Not saying you like should eat out or how that goes, but I would just cut everything dry. It was very basic, and it was more so on the lines of too restrictive where I wasn't eating enough.
Yep.
But it worked. Obviously, I got down to 170, whatever it is. But come my college years, I gained that back to 230, and that nutrition, what it looked like was literally, because we had a deep fryer because I lived in a fraternity house.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, dude. We deep fry like taquitos, pizza rolls.
Twinkies. You ever have a deep fried Twinkie?
No, I have not had that. But I did have a deep fried Oreo. We'd always go out to eat, Acapulco, and obviously drinking would have been a huge piece of it too. Drinking Thursday, Friday, Saturday was stupid and ridiculous. Yep. But yeah, so college was not so hot. It was just, I would pretty much eat, didn't really care, wouldn't do anything. And that was prior to finding CrossFit. I was just like, yeah, I'll just eat, and then I was miserable.
Yep.
I had a good time with it.
Yep, I get it. So then when did you decide that you were going to start using food as a way to improve your health? Because that's the thing, right? That's why we use nutrition.
Yeah.
So when and why did you do that?
So I think, on my end of things, it's been a ongoing transition. I think it's not until this very day that I've made that full change, or the last few months. But when I first was when I was in college, I would say my junior year of college, it was the matter of I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you are a big old son. Yeah, I was not happy with it.
Some negative self-talk going on. Yeah. My
image was not what I wanted to be. And what happened was I found CrossFit because it sounded interesting. It sounded fun to me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing CrossFit just like for the fitness aspect. I wasn't really worried about my nutrition. I started doing CrossFit. And I started losing weight naturally just because now I was being more active. But along came with that, I stopped eating out so much. I stopped drinking on Thursday nights and Friday nights because I was like, man, I want to work out and not feel like dog doo-doo. So that started making my transition. And so I was like, okay, boom, boom, boom. And now we started losing weight again. We got back down. It wasn't until the last 6 months that I really was like, I don't know if it was like my midlife crisis or what, but I hit my almost 25 marker here.
Say, how old are you? 25.
But I had just the thought that nutrition was more than eating food, because I had that same revelation. I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, okay, I'm not where I want to be, but I also don't feel good. And so that was when I was the last 6 months, I want to say, I started cutting out alcohol to the point where it's very, very minimal. If not, it doesn't exist. I very, very rarely drink, and that's just my personal thing. But I made that change because it doesn't supply me with any fulfillment. It makes me feel like doo-doo. It helps me resort to eating like junk. So I was like, okay, this is a trigger. I'm going to stay away from this kind of stuff. And then from there, it was I wanted to eat healthier and better, so my workouts felt good, and I felt better throughout the day because I noticed when I don't eat, and I'm, at the gym from 8 to 7 or whatever o'clock, working, doing my thing, having fun, working with people, I'm just dead exhausted by the end of the day. So I'm like, okay, there has to be a hole I'm missing. Sleep's on top of things. We're good there. So I started eating better to see if that helped. And now that I do, it's just an absolute habit, and I love it.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Like eating good is good for you.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. The roller coaster you went through from 265 to 170 and then up to 235 and down to 180 and just... Right now, just 180 pounds of twisted steel. And what body fat are you at now?
I'm down to, I believe it was 12%.
Yeah, you were getting lean, 12% body fat.
12%. So
awesome.
I feel good.
That's cool.
Yeah. So on that opposite spectrum then, Ken, so let's talk about your switch up. So we obviously in college were eating mac and cheese and tuna.
It sounds gross. Now that I say that out loud,
it sounds disgusting.
It was like the the packet of cheese. I don't even know what it is. It's like the
Velveeta stuff?
No, it's a powdered cheese.
Oh,
and you dump the powder in the mac and cheese.
Oh, so it wasn't even real cheese?
No.
Oh, Ken.
And then my can of tuna. I can get the pack of mac and cheese for $1.50, and the cans of tuna were 20 cents.
So it's, yeah.
Yeah. So I just had them both together.
That's
disgusting.
Ooh,
I'm
my
not
stomach's
proud of
rolling.
that.
Yeah.
So then I got out on my own, and after college, I was living by myself, just having fast food every day. And I've told this story a bunch, but the apartment that I lived in showed a parking lot with Arby's. So I had Arby's every day, if not once, twice a day. Once before work, once after work for dinner. It was delicious, but not ideal for my health.
Yeah.
So once I got into CrossFit, because before that, my goal was to gain weight, gain muscle, and in my head, if I need to gain muscle, I need to eat more food. The more food that I eat, the more muscle I can put on. So hence Arby's twice a day. So it didn't work. I did gain weight. I never hit 220, but I weighed about 218 at my heaviest. I was trying to weigh 225, just eating just the shittiest food, drinking most nights. Wasn't ideal. So then, started getting into CrossFit, and I learned that there is a better way to do it. So I started experimenting with different diets. My idea at the time was, at some point, I want to be able to help people with their nutrition. And if I have somebody that wants to try keto or try paleo or try the zone or try vegan or vegetarian, I need to be able to speak from a place of experience. So I had to try everything. So that's what I did. I started with the keto diet, and then went to zone, and then paleo zone. And I did like 2 or 3 months at every diet, and I probably spent 2 years just like one diet after another.
Yeah.
So doing that, I wasn't eating fast food. I really wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
So that's when my nutrition, so I dropped back down to about 180, which is where I've been since. So I went from about 220 to 180. That was the biggest, most drastic change. And I felt better. Like you said, it's amazing when you go from eating shit to eating well, how much better you feel. Like,
Yeah.
This just came up last week. Last week I had a stomachache. I haven't had a stomachache in 5 years. I forgot what that is, just because I eat so well most of the time.
Yeah.
And I had a few off days. And a few events, and I let my nutrition get a little out of hand more than I usually do. I woke up with a stomachache. Like, what is that? And I completely forgot.
Yeah.
When you eat well, you don't get stomach aches.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
it's something outlier that occurs. But
yeah. So I've tried everything.
yeah.
And it's been a staple since when I started. May of 2017 is when I started CrossFit. So 5 years. Oh, yeah. I'm coming up on 5 years. I've been doing CrossFit 5 years. Yeah.
No, I like that last little point you made, was like the idea that it's become a staple, because you do honestly, and I had this conversation with a couple people in the last few weeks, about eating better and eating good and eating healthy and what that does for you. And there's one of our members that they're doing this new system, and they're all on it and they're rocking it out, and they've been eating very clean, very healthy.
Sweet.
And they talked about, like, it's crazy how good I feel. I was like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the exact concept we try to relay to you guys, is the idea that eating healthy, yes, it can help with aesthetics. Yeah, sure, you can get more lean, you can get more tone. That obviously, if that's your goal, that's where you want to migrate towards. But it's more than that. It's more for your overall health and well-being. When you're eating clean, you're fueling your body appropriately, whether that's for performance, whether that's for day-to-day life, whether that's just for health. Those things are primed and set up in a way to make you feel good. You don't have to feel like junk because you're like, well, I had Taco Bell for lunch and now I feel like crap. Well, don't eat Taco Bell. You know what makes you feel like bad? Why don't you eat? If you want tacos, make some homemade tacos. You can get low-carb shells. You can get your own meat. You can make your own seasoning, so it's, you know what's going into it. It's better ingredients. It's less processed. And wow, you ate that and you feel a heck of a lot better. Now you're starting to get the understanding. And
Yep.
And it's not easy. It's
No.
not easy. It's not easy whatsoever. It does take a lot of trial and error. I mean, I went from 265 to 170 to 230 to 185. So it's trial, and there's a lot that goes into it. But that's the big concept. Is it doesn't matter who you are. Eating healthy is more than just like abs and looking good. It's for your well-being and feeling good.
Yep. And another thing that I did that I want to mention is the other thing that helps me with nutrition is I've attached my identity to my nutrition, where I am the person that eats well. When I go to family events, my family asks me what I've been eating. When I go to the lake in the summer, like I eat a certain way so I can look a certain way. When I'm in the gym, I get questions all the time. Like I'm the nutrition guy. Like,
Yeah.
That's a part of who I am, and that makes it easier to do
Yeah.
what we're going to talk about here in a second of what I eat. That's just what I am. That's what I do, and that's who I am.
Yeah, and
Makes
that's for sure. And like you said, like that's slowly what I've become. Is like I've gotten to the point where like Monday through damn near Sunday, like I am Sunday to Sunday almost 9 times out of 10. There's weekends I'll have, and we'll get more into that. I'll have some, whatever it is. But normally I'm doing my thing and I'm eating my food, and like I live with my mom now, so I'm doing that. And she's like, half the time she's asking me, "Is this okay for you to eat?" Because she knows like I am on top of my stuff.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's something I'm slowly transitioning to for sure.
So speaking of that, what you're doing, so we're gonna go through literally what our breakfast, lunch, dinners, snacks, liquids, weekends are. So start with breakfast. What's your breakfast look like?
Breakfast looks like I was trying to think of some type of McDonald's or something item. I couldn't get it out of my head. I couldn't get it out, but no.
Bacon McGriddle.
Ken, easy. You're going to have flashbacks here.
I am having flashbacks. God, that was so good.
Yeah. But for my breakfast, I do a protein pancake. So I've experimented with like doing a low carb, no carb in the morning, carb, stuff like that. And just because my training is in a spot where I'm more focused on a little bit more on other things and goals. So I like to make sure I have some type of carbs in the morning. So I make a protein pancake. Super simple, super easy. It's got protein in it. I use Kodiak cake mix just because it's easy. You're more welcome.
Kodiak cakes. Kodiak makes such good stuff.
Yeah, it's so it's very simplistic. So I do that. I do an extra scoop of protein, and that's it. I don't use syrup. So I just eat a plain pancake. The protein powder adds a little like flavor to it. So, but yeah, that's my go-to every morning.
How many days a week do you have that?
6 out of 7.
Sweet.
My Sunday are usually my days. I might just skip breakfast because I sleep a little extra, or I'll have like eggs that Sunday. But yeah, 6 out of 7 days a week I have a protein pancake.
Cool.
That's it.
I love it.
What's yours, Cam?
So I don't follow a particular diet now, although for the most, I'm very close to a certain diet, which is my favorite diet, which is called the Zone diet. And that could be a whole nother podcast. But most of my meals are broken out into the Zone diet. For that diet, they call it blocks. So I have 5 blocks for my breakfast. All that means is I have essentially it's eggs with some guacamole, and then oatmeal with Oikos Greek yogurt. So exact amounts, I know exactly what amounts I have. I have 1 teaspoon of olive oil. I have 2 eggs and 2 egg whites. Okay, and I mix them. I cook that in the pan, and then I have my half a cup of oatmeal that I put in the microwave. And when it's out of the microwave, I mix in 1 thing of Oikos Greek yogurt in with the oatmeal. Okay, so I have a plate of eggs and egg whites mixed together. I have my bowl of oatmeal, and then I do a tablespoon of guacamole on my eggs. And then I have a piece of fruit, either an apple, an orange, or a banana, with that. So that equals, and the reason I do that is because that is equal amounts protein, carbs, and fats. Right. So if you add them all up and you log the food in MyFitnessPal, that is a perfectly balanced meal. It's 5 blocks.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I can do that with my eyes closed. I do it every single day.
Yep.
Weekends. Sometimes if I have nothing planned for dinner, I have that for dinner too, just because I know it's a perfectly balanced meal, and I love it. I mix up the type of Oikos Greek yogurt that I use, so it's a little different every day. Sometimes I do salsa instead of guacamole, so I can change a little bit of stuff, but 99% of the time, I'd say 360 days a year, I have that for breakfast.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that's like something I've noticed. Like I'm at that point where like people are like, "Don't you get tired or power fatigue?" I was like, "I really don't." Like
Nope.
I enjoy my protein pancake every single morning. I enjoy my lunch. I enjoy my snacks. My dinner, I love it.
Yep.
Like I don't really have like this freak out moment. I'm just like, no, it's like because you can change things up slightly. Like you said, you change guacamole to salsa. It's a small change. It makes a big difference in the flavor. So, so okay, let's talk. Let's go lunch before we'll go lunch, dinner, and then we'll talk snacks.
Yeah.
So lunch. Throw it down, Ken. Throw it down. The fan favorite.
Mustard meat. Yeah, so I get made fun of all the time. But you know what? I like it. So screw you. I I get a pack of ground turkey from Aldi. It's 2.5 pounds, I think. And I started making one of those packs at a time, and I split it up into 4 pre-made containers. So I have 7.5 ounces of ground turkey. I cut up zucchini and summer squash, and I put about a cup of cooked zucchini squash in there on top of the ground turkey. And I do a half a cup of black beans, and that's in my container. The other thing I have in my container is 15 almonds. And then I have a piece of fruit with it.
Doused with a bunch of mustard, right?
I put so much mustard on it. Okay, here's my thing with mustard. There is 0 sugar in mustard. There's 0 calories in mustard. There is 0 added ingredients in mustard. It tastes delicious. It's super cheap. It is all positive stuff. There is no negative to mustard except you get made fun of by your asshole colleagues. That's it. That's the only problem with mustard. I love it.
Now, mustard is a great condiment. If you do enjoy it, it's one of the better condiments to use because some of those other ones you do get sugars added to it. So it is, as much as we give Ken a bunch of crap for it, it is a really good condiment to use, especially if you want to mix things up.
Yeah, so I dumped that on it's all one container with the meat, the veggies, the beans. I put mustard on that. I have my almonds and my fruit to the side. Again, perfect. That's 5 blocks. So that's a perfectly balanced meal according to the Zone diet.
Yeah. No, and mine's not very different besides the fact that, I do ground turkey. I do that same thing. I buy that 2.5 pound or whatever it is, divvied up in 5 containers, and then I add vegetables to it. Sometimes those vegetables change. Sometimes I do like a little stir-fry mix, peppers and onions and whatnot. Sometimes it's broccoli, but some type of vegetable is always in there, and then I do rice, half a cup of rice.
Yep.
So that is mine, and sometimes I will add like a hot sauce or something along the lines in sauces, but typically that's my go-to lunch.
Yep. If I'm working on, like, if I'm trying to lose a little extra body fat, which I usually don't do, but if I want to lose a little bit, I'll cut because I was doing brown rice, but I cut that out. Wasn't agreeing with my stomach, but I'll cut out some of the oatmeal and some of the black beans, just take out the carbs a little bit. Yeah. But that's the only variation I make. Everything else stays the same.
For sure.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to good old dinner.
Yes, so this is where I do mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
I do the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and snacks, so I need something different, and the dinner is where I get my different. We do HelloFresh, so we do HelloFresh 3 meals a week, and that's really good as far as, like, every meal is different, and I can modify it a little bit. I only have 1 carb per meal, so sometimes it's like a cheeseburger with potato wedges. I'll either have the potato wedges or the bun. Usually I throw the bun away.
Yeah.
It's just too many carbs. I don't need it. But essentially I do HelloFresh 3 days a week. 1 day a week I usually do some form of tacos because they're easy, which I think you mentioned, right?
Yeah, tacos are good.
Yeah, low-carb shell. You get some meat in there, some guacamole, whatever you want.
Can't forget the guac. Yeah, it's good.
Yep. And then we always go out to eat. I usually go out to eat twice a week, usually on Fridays and Saturdays. Friday's my date night where me and my wife go out and have whatever I want. And then usually Saturday we do the same thing. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's like you said. So I'm on the same train there as well. Is when it comes to dinners, that's usually where I'll have my variety, and that looks like a different way. As in the sense, it's still a well balanced meal. So I'll always have some type of carb, I'll always have some type of protein, and I'll always have some type of vegetable. And so sometimes it looks like chicken thighs that are grilled with some broccoli and sweet potato. Sometimes that looks like tacos, super easy. Honestly, tacos are usually my go-to just because I'm like, dude, I love tacos. You can switch it up. You can add hot sauce. You can do guac, do tons of different things. So sometimes I'll have that a couple nights a week.
Breakfast for dinner is another good one. I forgot to mention.
Yeah, breakfast for dinner. I don't do it as often anymore, but that's another one that's really because it's super easy to do breakfast. It really is. Like, get some eggs in there. You get it's good. But yeah, my dinners are fairly variety, but they're always well balanced. So they're always still dialed in. Sometimes it is a burger, and sometimes I'll just eat the burger patty and have some sweet potato and a veggie. I don't go out actually very often. If I do, once a week max, and that's just because I don't really go out anymore, Ken, because I sleep in my bed and go to that's
I
all
understand.
I got. But no, I don't go out very often, but when I do, typically I stay within a guideline. Like for example, if we go get wings, B-dubs or wings, etc., if I go for the wings, I'll go for like a traditional wing. So a little less breading. Get whatever sauce I want. Still enjoy it. Still have fun. I'll avoid a bunch of appetizers, but I'll still go out and eat and have a good time there, depending on what the situation is.
Yeah, so that's something I didn't mention of going out to eat of what I get. So that was later on down my list. But since we're there, we can talk about it.
Let's run it.
So for when I go out to eat, this is not what I would recommend for most people, but we're being honest here. This is a safe place. I get whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
Almost every time, I get whatever I want. The reason I do that is because my breakfast, my lunches, my snacks are dialed in for 25 out of 28 meals of the week. Because I do that, those extra 3 meals, I can have whatever I want. Okay. I usually don't go overboard, but there's nothing like off limits. There's nothing that I won't have because I eat so well, so often, I can afford to do it.
Mm-hmm. No, that's where I've gotten to the point because I'm so dialed in my 7 days out of the week where it's like my breakfast, lunch, dinner, boom, 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 boom. So when it comes like a Friday, it's like, oh, let's have pizza. I don't sit there and go like, no pizza, it's not allowed. Get the holy water. Like I don't necessarily freak out. I'll have my pizza, enjoy it, whatever, and move on with my day. Just because I am so dialed in the rest of the week or the other days, I'm not so stressed like, oh God, I just had pizza. It's because I had pizza 1 day out of my 7 days.
Yeah.
I'm going to be okay.
That's the key, is getting right back onto your normal routine. You can have that. It's called a cheat meal. I hate that word, cheat meal, but you can have that meal where you enjoy whatever you want as long as you get right back onto your normal habits the next day, next meal.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I approach that.
Yep.
So now we'll dabble a little bit of snacks.
Yeah.
Snacks, because I have snacks. I know you have snacks.
I got snacks.
My snacks are not as crazy as Ken's are. But
I don't have crazy snacks.
They're not that crazy.
What do you have?
Mine are pretty straightforward. I do an RX bar.
Oh.
And every now and then, if I want to make sure I get a little extra protein, I'll do a Quest bar because it's the okay-ish protein bar I've found. It's not my preferred or best, but typically it's a RX bar, maybe a Quest protein bar, and then a protein shake. Those are considered my snacks. That's it. Oh, actually, I lied. I do strawberries at night. It's my favorite go-to.
Oh, you're getting crazy.
Dude, yeah, I know. Everyone's like, wait for it. Yeah, I do every now and then I'll do a little bowl of like chopped up strawberries at the evening. Kills my sweet tooth.
Sure.
Tastes amazing.
Yep.
It's good, so.
I love it.
All right, Ken. Throw your snacks
My
out
crazy snacks, apparently. I have tuna packets. What's crazy about tuna packets?
It's just tuna. I don't know. It just cracks
They're
me
delicious.
up. I don't disagree. They are good. I used to get them. Now I don't get them as often, but they're good.
Because here's my thing. Because tuna is awesome. Tuna is very good for you. Super dense form of protein. Easy to get. It's cheap. I love tuna. I get sick of just plain tuna, so I found packaged tunas at Meijer, and they have different flavors. So they have like 10 different flavors.
Yeah.
So I get a different flavor a day. I have that, and I have a piece of fruit, and I have some peanuts. Okay. That's a protein, that's a fat, that's a carb. That's 2 blocks of the zone diet. Again, I have everything lined up, but that's what I have.
Yeah.
And every day I just bring. It's easy for me to pack. It's easy for me to prep. Tuna. Was it like 24 peanuts?
I think it's 24.
12 peanuts. I forget.
No, wait.
I usually just grab a handful of peanuts.
Well, remember, it's
supposed
halves.
to count them. I don't.
It's 12 whole peanuts, but you have 24 halves.
Yeah. 24 halves. Anyway, yes, I'm the guy that counts his peanuts. I know.
He is weird.
Thank you. And I have a piece of fruit, either a banana, apple, orange, just because they're easy and fast.
It's good too.
And then, if the only other snack that I'll have at home really is a Greek yogurt with some fruit. Yeah, they have Fairlife, I think is the name of the company that makes like really good, high quality Greek yogurt. They have it.
They made Greek yogurt now.
Yeah, it's really good. They have it flavored too, so they have blueberry and peach.
Oh.
Really, really good. And then I'll put a piece of fruit in a bowl.
Yeah.
2/3 cup, and then a piece of fruit. And that's my late night snack, and it tastes like ice cream to me, so that's my cheat snack.
Yeah. No, for sure. I didn't know they made not yogurt.
Yeah,
I know they made like lactose-free
I think it's
milk.
Fairlife. I'm like 99% sure.
Maybe they have probably. I mean, they're doing lactose-free milk and all
Yeah.
that stuff, so I imagine they'd probably be in that same boat.
Yeah, don't quote me on the brand, but I think that's what I have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So another component to look at. So we've looked at a lot of our food. So food's a big piece of everything, but when it comes to nutrition, there's a one that's very, very, very overlooked or underlooked, and that's liquids.
Oh, yeah.
What you drink in a day. Because what people don't realize, especially those that drink pop or drink Gatorade or drink anything that's not water is the best way to phrase this. There's a lot of hidden calories, sugars, carbs, all this stuff that are within the drinks that we don't realize or pay attention to. So in a day-to-day, Ken, what's our liquid consumption look like? What are the outliers? How's that go about? Every night's wine night, right?
Every night's wine night. All right, listen, I do like myself. Yeah, I have trouble. I'm going to get in trouble about this. I have trouble drinking a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I tend to pour myself a little bit too much, like in a glass, and then, 2 glasses, that's all it takes to drink a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
So I don't do that very often, usually.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, we're all human beings, so stuff like that every now and then happens. But the goal here is to kind of give them a realistic view of what's going on.
Yep. So I do definitely enjoy dry red wine, but most of the time it's water. Water is the best thing that you can drink. Pop is one of those things I forgot it exists.
Yeah,
I have not had pop in years. I don't buy pop. I don't get it at restaurants. None of my friends drink pop. My family really. Well, my dad used to drink Diet Pepsi, but really doesn't. Like, I'm not around people that drink pop. It's like cigarettes. Like, I forgot people are still smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so far out of my realm that I forgot it exists, and it's so horrible for you.
Oh,
like,
it's so
it's
bad.
amazing to me that people still do it. So
No, yeah, for sure.
Pop is terrible. Sugar is terrible. If your goal is to actively lose weight, the lowest hanging fruit is liquids. Don't drink calories.
Yeah.
That's like that rule number 1. All of your calories should be coming from food. Not liquids.
Yeah. And if you don't get that, like, take a second. If you're drinking something that's not water, look at the can or the ingredients or whatever it is, and you're going to look at that and you're like, oh, holy crap. Because most of those are like 300, 400 calories per drink.
Yeah. Mountain Dew is like 46 grams of sugar or something like that. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
You don't need that. No one needs that.
No. And that's one thing I have fully said. I don't drink pop. I just, I go to restaurants, they ask me what I want to drink, I say water. If I were to go stop at Chick-fil-A or something, I ask for a water. Like, I don't drink anything but water. Every now and then I'll have like recovery-based drinks like O2 Fit Aids. But other than that, it's water.
Yep, I drink water. That's it. Water and Fit Aids. Actually, that's it. My wife drinks milk, but I have stopped drinking milk.
Yeah, I'm not even on the milk train either.
And I have like liqueur, like the sparkling waters.
Sparkling waters, yes, I forgot about those.
I like those because it's 0 calories, 0 added, no artificial
water.
flavors. It's just carbonated water. So liqueur or bubbly. Dude, that's all I drink.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I forgot about the carbonated waters. I do have the LaCroix.
Yep. Oh, coffee. Drink coffee.
Oh yeah, shoot, we can't forget about coffee.
No.
I do drink coffee. I personally drink energy drinks, although I do not promote them. They are not the best thing to be getting your caffeine source from. You're better off getting coffee, but I drink them. But coffee for sure.
Coffee, and I do like a sugar-free flavoring, so sugar-free caramel. Or if I'm like getting something from Kaleo, I'll get a Americano with heavy cream. Yeah, there's a little bit of fat in the heavy cream, but that's my thing that I enjoy every once in a while.
Yeah,
so,
a little treat.
And then as far as alcohol, less is better. If you are actively trying to improve your aesthetics, there is no reason to drink alcohol. And
just overall well-being, as much people are going to argue with this, and like it might be a tense point to hit. Alcohol is just not good for you. It's flat out poison. We're back here. So we had a little interruption, but we're going to run back off. What we were talking about was alcohol. It really is just a poison. Most people, like I said, especially around this here, I don't like I said, I enjoy my beer. I do enjoy craft beers every now and then. Like, again, very, very infrequently I do drink. But like, I get it. I understand it. Some of it is good, but in the grand scheme of things, it's just like sugar. It's not good for you.
Yeah, your body processes alcohol the same way it does sugar, so it will immediately get stored as fat in your body.
Yeah.
100%.
And it just like flat out rejects it.
Yep.
If I have 2 beers, I'm hungover for 4 days, and I don't even
sounds like a problem.
Yes, yeah. My body fully rejects it now. So, but again, like I said, treat it that way. Look at it that way. I mean, I get it. It's life to life, whatever it is. Some people enjoy it, but you have to understand what that is doing to you if you want to look at the grand scheme of your nutrition.
Yep, look at it like a treat, like any other treat. Once in a while, And that was when because I was drinking damn near when I was living by myself, so I would have like a couple of Bud Lights at dinners, watching a movie, going to sleep. I would just have 1 or 2 or 3 every night, not drinking to get drunk, just drinking at home. And I stopped after a CrossFit workout that had rowing in it, and I sold my soul to get about 120 calories in the workout, and then I went home and saw that a can of Bud Light was like 140 calories, so I was like, well, God damn it, I just wasted that workout. So that was when I was like, I don't need that. That's it.
But no, there's, like I said, this isn't something we've both like done in like overnight. It's not like something we snapped our fingers and like, hey, we're just on top of the nutrition, like we're just crushing things. It took time.
At least
for me, personally, it's been a trial and error. I'm now at the point where I feel my nutrition has a sturdy foundation. I'm on top of it. I have a great system. I fully believe in my nutrition. I enjoy my nutrition. It is going in the right direction I want it to go, and I feel great.
Yep.
And that to me is the ultimate goal.
Yeah. And that brings me back around a question of why should somebody want to listen to what I eat every day? Because I feel very good all the time. Until last week, I forgot what a stomach ache was. I don't get stomach aches. I feel good. I look like I want to look. I get an in-body scan done. I do it like once a month, and my body fat has been between 9 and 11% for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Like I stay lean, I stay healthy. It allows me to go out and enjoy myself when I want to. It allows me to do the things that I want to do and look the way that I want to look. And I can do it forever. Like that's why I eat the way that I eat.
Yeah. And that last little point is perfect. Like I can do it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I do is like I have no problem. I don't bat an eye. I don't go like, oh, here we go. I can do this every day, all day.
Yep.
No problem.
Yep.
And that to me is the best nutrition. What works best for you, what you can do day in and day out forever.
Yep.
And that's the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it's also a hedge against sickness because we talked about in the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum, you're one car accident away. So let's say I get in a car accident and I'm on my way home and I have 2 broken arms and 2 broken legs. I can't work out for 6 months. Well, I can still eat well. Mm-hmm. And after those 6 months, I'm still going to be way better off because I'm eating well.
Yeah.
And I can get right back to where I was before.
Yeah, for sure. And it's at the foundation of all things. I mean, if you look at the athletes pyramid, nutrition at the bottom.
Nutrition is at the foundation.
Yep. That's there for a reason, so that wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
But all right, Ken, do you have any last little notes you want to add on our nutrition here?
Nope. At some point, I'm going to do either a seminar or a podcast about the Zone diet because I do believe that is like the best. Like people ask me what diet they should do, and I don't believe in diets. I don't like diets as far as overall long-term, lifelong sustainability. However, there are tidbits of the Zone diet that everybody can and should implement. So if anybody has questions about that, please come and talk to me because I love talking about that. Otherwise, start somewhere. Start with something. If you need help, and we all need help from time to time, come and talk to one of us. Jess is doing our nutrition coaching now. She does a great job.
She's a beast.
She's a beast. She does free nutrition intros for anybody that's interested, and she can help you get to wherever you want to be. So
if you have questions, if you guys have questions about our day-to-day, you're more welcome to ask us. I mean, we're fairly open. We hear about Ken's problem with wine and
I like wine.
mustard.
And I like mustard.
But, no, you guys are more welcome to ask us about our day-to-day. But again, when it comes down to nutrition, it is dependent upon who you are and the individual. Just because this is what we do, it's not necessarily going to work perfectly for you. And that's where that nutrition coaching can always be a handy thing. But if you guys have questions, always feel free to reach out. Reach out to Jess as well if you have questions on that end of things and you're ready to get some nutrition coaching dialed in. But other than that, Ken.
And we went in depth this one.
This was fun.
This was a long one.
This was good. This was good. I enjoyed it. But all right, thanks for those that are watching and listening. This has been another episode of Inside the Box. Don't forget to leave a like as well as follow for more episodes to come in the future. Until next time.